1 second, we'll get her going here. Collect beautiful moments. I love that saying.
Isn't that nice?
And focus on the good, and you are enough, and believe in yourself. Those sound a little familiar, Chris.
Well, I love the stamp set.
That is the new stamp set called Noteworthy. Whoops, it's kind of glary. I'm going to hold it up like this. From Tim Holtz. It's very inspirational.
Yeah, and there's a few I'm even going to use in a travel journal that I'm making for my granddaughter.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, we all need to be told once in a while that we're enough.
We are enough. All of our viewers, you are enough, and Memory Bound is enough, and it's just an inspirational morning. Good morning, ladies, says Donna. Welcome, everybody. We're so glad you're joining us here at Memory Bound. We're in the classroom of Memory Bound Papercraft Store, right in the middle of Iowa. And for all you summer traveler vacationers, we're at the crossroads of I-80 and I-35, just north of there, a few minutes north of Des Moines.
So we're the heart of the state.
We're the heart of Iowa, the heart of almost the U.S. We're right in the middle.
Well, I think that's Memory Bound.
Well, Memory Bound, definitely, Chris, definitely. And today we're lucky because Chris is here.
Good morning.
And even though we're talking about Iowa, she's got her Hawaii shirt on, which is really close to Hawaii.
That's right.
And it is kind of Iowa backwards. Yep. I like that. We've got Carol's here from Arizona, and Bev is here. So we've got lots of viewers joining us. And today we have a technique on stamping and card making. And it's the triple stamped cards that Chris is going to show us how to do. And these look very complicated, but when Chris is here, you know she will make it doable. And I like doable things.
Me too.
That's really important to me. Now we're starting something, before we get to Chris, we're starting something new here for the Iowa State Fair, which opens up tomorrow. There's a big parade, and the Iowa State Fair is pretty famous. I don't know how many years it's been going on, but a lot.
Oh my gosh, I don't know either.
So what we're doing is our staff members have gone around the store and picked out their blue ribbon products or their favorite things that they think deserve a blue ribbon. And we're going to start that today, kind of right the day before the fair starts, because everyone's getting ready. We're super busy, and Maggie got this all organized for us. I didn't do a thing. So she got it all ready to go for us. Oh gosh, and we have Julie from Minnesota, and I know the Minnesota Fair is pretty important also. It's a pretty big fair. So I'm just looking here, Chris. Carol's one. And I hope you do, Carol. We would love to see you for sure.
Kelly, according to Google, it began in 1854.
Oh, that was the first Iowa State Fair, 1854.
You do the math.
I started to, and then I thought, oh, okay, all right, 1854. It's been around a long time, and it's grown and grown and grown. And blue ribbons are always famous at the fair, and I'd like to share our first blue ribbon product that Kendra picked out. So Kendra's kicking us off for the fair, and I don't know, do you want to kind of tell us what she wrote there, Chris? Or
well, I can. I didn't know if you wanted.
Well, first let's show what it is.
Yes.
So her blue ribbon item is the Easy Runner Grand tape runner, and I think I'd like us to use this on a piece of paper so we can show people how it works. I have paper right here, Chris. Oh, look at Chris brought hers today.
I brought mine
so
too.
She's very experienced. And then we'll talk about Kendra's thoughts and what she loved about it. But it's really nice. It's big, but it's lightweight.
And I can kind of go along with her thoughts as I'm using it because it is so right. You get 150 feet as opposed to a lot of tape runners that have maybe 49. Also, it's comfortable in the hand. You know, it's got a nice big handle, which makes it so much easier to use. And
I'm going to come around this way, Chris.
Okay.
I'm circling. Just look at this. Is kind of cool.
Oh, are you getting dizzy?
Not yet, but go ahead.
And some of them, I don't know if she wrote this down or not, but some tape runners, I've done the small ones, you have to be a bit more careful of what direction you're doing it, because if you
do it backwards, it jams. Yes.
Yep. This, there's no way you're going to do it backwards. You're not going to do this. So
Julie says 168 years. So Julie, thank you a bunch. We appreciate that. Oh, someone said 163 years. So one or the other. It's a lot. It's a lot.
All right.
I don't know how many it is.
This
we don't care.
one-
It's a lot.
It's a lot, either way. Before I was born, this one has the little, I don't know what you'd call those little strips.
Yeah, little strips of adhesive.
Yep. And all you do is put it down and easily, look how easy that is, just to, whoops, and then I screwed it up.
There, it's perfect.
Yes.
It looks
and
great.
Look how well it holds together.
So if
You're just not gonna,
if you're looking for a new tape runner, you might try the Easy Runner Grand. It's probably one of our best sellers now. It's $21.99, and it holds
150
150 feet.
for this one. And the little dots is 140.
So there, you can get, this is an alternative adhesive, and I'll get right there, and you can see it's got little dots rather than the little skinny little slips or slots or splits.
Whatever those are.
Those little, whatever, I better just shut up.
She also, good point, you don't have those late night, oh my gosh, I'm out of adhesive moments.
If you've got 150
Because-
feet, you've got a ways to go.
Yes.
But it's also, I also recommend, I always get a refill, even if I have 150 feet. I like to have a refill in my stash.
Oh gosh, yeah, especially at $10.99.
And Chris, I work here and I still have run out of adhesive at home at night. And who wants to come back at night and get adhesive? So what else does Kendra say about her blue ribbon?
Well, okay, the late night. And then she says, it's so easy to use. I was scared at first because of the size, but once I got used to it, I fell in love. I have carpal tunnel, and it works just fine. Don't forget the refill and the new holder. Trust me, you'll love it.
All right, well,
And this holder, oh my gosh, look at these colors we have.
this is a new product at Memory Bound. So if you already have, if you already have this blue ribbon adhesive runner, then give us a shout out or a thumbs up and let us know how much you love it. And we do have the new holders now, and they come in different colors.
For $10.99.
And those are online. They weren't online before, but now you can purchase them online.
And if there's something left at the end of the day, one's going home with me. Because
And we have more coming, but we do have lots of colors. Let me show some of the colors that you can get. There's blue and there's a yellow. We don't have a picture of the yellow online yet. The green is fun. We've got kind of a dark pink, and we have red and the darker blue. So there's lots of colors in the holder. That's the Easy Runner Grand, and here's Kendra's little write-up about why it's her blue ribbon product here at Memory Bound. And we're going to be doing this every day throughout the Iowa State Fair. Our staff, I think everyone pretty much has picked out a blue ribbon product.
yes.
And we're even going to have one on a Saturday, I think. So we'll
Dun, dun,
maybe a little
dun.
video on a Saturday. Chris, I'm way behind on notes here.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
Sandy loves it, doesn't use anything else. A lot of people need the holder. Sorry, I was missing out on this. A lot of people say it's their favorite tape runner for all the same reasons that you mentioned, Chris. Don't need to get a holder, blah, 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 like mine. Okay, well, everybody loves it. So
Good.
Kendra, good job, and thank you for picking out the Easy Runner Grand for our first blue ribbon product of the Iowa State Fair season.
Yay.
So there we go.
Cool.
Then one more thing that came in, and I just want to mention this. This is this Calm Before the Storm. We have product that is on a semi on its way. So we are going to be getting a lot of stuff. But what came in yesterday is this Remembrance paper pack from Color Play, which is also Photo Play. And I wanted to mention it because there are not very many memorial themed items out there in our industry, and this is a really good one. It's designed by Tracy Smith, and so if you're looking for something like that, it's back in stock.
And that is only $6.49.
Yeah, $6.49, and you're going to get 6 papers.
Yes, and one.
Oh, there
the
it
cut
is. Oh,
aparts.
good. I was hoping to see that one a little bigger. So here's the cut apart papers, which we all love the cut aparts.
Yes.
Good for cards or slipping them in here and there. So
Of course, I was reading them and tearing up.
yeah. All right, well, let's get on with our triple layer
Oopsie.
stamping. Oh, Chris got her microphone
Yeah.
cord caught. And earlier, Chris, we had a comment that I think it might have been Dawn was super excited because she has both of these stamps.
Oh, good.
And she's anxious to see how to use them. The Floral Elements and the Noteworthy from Tim Holtz, which are new.
Well, I want to point out first that I used the the floral elements are on these three. So I
Oh,
used
it's
the
on
same
this-
stamp set. I just used
different
techniques. This one I stamped in antique linen, and then I watercolored so that you don't really see the lines.
Chris, that is beautiful.
Thank you. And then I used one of my Posca pens and just,
Drew in some little
highlighted a little
things.
bit. Yep. This one, of course, I wet embossed and then hit with the fine silver.
Fine, there's different types of embossing powder, and the fine is really nice when you have, what should I say, fine lines or
Yes.
an intricate or delicate design. I would definitely get yourself the fine embossing powder.
And then this one I just stamped, and that's what I'm going to do today, is to show you how easy it is to do the stamp. I kind of had fun with that, and this was just one of our paper lines that I liked. I did this one a little differently. As you can see, these are built up. This goes in.
No, I didn't see that. Oh my gosh, I don't know if we'll be able to see that. Let me
Probably
get it up
not.
close.
That's why I decided to do these.
Oh, cool.
Also, this one, your paper ends up being very thin, and my glue got all over, and I just didn't think
Fine.
it was
It looks great.
as easy and as pleasing as
Now, is
these.
that the paper from that new collection from Cocoa
Cocoa
Vanilla?
Vanilla, yeah.
So that is the paper from These Days, is the collection from Cocoa Vanilla, and I love the colors and I love the design. It's just happy.
Definitely, and
It's happy happy
was-
dappy.
be able to use the for my mat. I just used the back side of it.
Oh, that's what's nice about two-sided papers. A lot of
Yes.
times you just flip it.
Yep.
And you really only need to buy one sheet, especially if you're making smaller projects.
Exactly.
Okay, and we do have a question here
Okay.
that I mentioned earlier, that it's the calm before the storm because we have so much freight on its way here coming to Memory Bound, and we have a semi that left our distributor, and what is on that semi truck is the 49 in Market. So the Christmas is on its way, the Art Options Alina is on its way, and the rest of Serenity is on its way, along with the new Tim Holtz Ranger products. So all of that is on its way. We're just kind of like
That's gonna be so
twiddling
fun.
our thumbs waiting, but we got to make room for it. So that's our job today. So in answer to that question, it is en route.
Alrighty. I start out with just an A2 card base,
Okay.
which we have in big packs. We also have smaller packs with envelopes.
have a supply of card bases. Chris, I have
yes.
this sitting in my little craft cabinet at home, and I just grab it when I need a card. This one's all card bases, but you can also get card bases and envelopes together. You get 50 of each. This one you get 250 of just your pre-scored card bases, and it's $8.99, and it comes in also in an ivory, and it comes in a
Craft.
A7 size and
Yes.
craft
Yep.
and craft. Yes,
All right. So I fold it in half, just like normal.
tricky already.
I know.
Chris.
Whew. And
Take notes, everybody.
yes, get your notepads out. And this is the point where you really want to make sure that your card is matching up, because even though they're scored, they don't always match up perfectly.
That's a good tip. I do find that sometimes.
So I just go ahead and take a minute and really work the crease. And then I'm going to cut this to 4.5 because I already know, or no, 4 1/4. I already know it's 4 1/4 way. So I'm just going to,
So you're turning it
making
into a
square.
square
Yep.
card base. Well, that's pretty tricky. So you can start with your regular card base, just cut it down, and you've got a smaller size.
exactly. So my first sheet that I'm going to stamp, not my first sheet, my only sheet I'm going to stamp.
If that's your first.
Yes, it's my first and only. I put a little piece from my tape runner on the back because I want to hold it in place. because I'm stamping all over, I really can't use my magnets. I mean, I can,
I see.
but
I see.
I just find it easier. My grid paper was so dirty this morning, I went and bought a little piece of grid just to, so I wouldn't be embarrassed. And then I find
It does look really clean,
Doesn't
Chris.
it, though?
Yes, it does.
all right, now you can go ahead and put magnets down if you want. Pick out whichever one you like. This one, let's go ahead and maybe do this guy, and then we'll pick a leaf to go with.
So Chris is grabbing her flowers from the Floral Element stamps from Tim Holtz. It's one of his new releases. And it's got lots of different little flower designs. It's got leaves.
All right,
And what color are you using?
I'm using Abandoned Coral,
Okay.
and it's oxide just because that's what I had in that particular color. So I decide where I want it.
And you have it kind of going off your paper.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want it perfect.
And you can see her designs here are going off the paper, and it does look better that way. So here goes our Abandoned Coral Oxides.
And I didn't bring my
No Stampendable?
No, you know. All right.
Oh, that is a pretty color, Chris.
Yeah, so now, before I do take it off, I'm gonna just mark it so that I am sure to get the corner of my paper in the right spot. So I'm just gonna turn it a quarter.
Oh, okay. So you're going to keep stamping with the same stamp.
I sure am.
Oh, tricky. That's not what I expected.
Well, and you
That's
don't have
cool.
to. This one I just randomly stamped, as well as the black.
Okay, wait. All right. So I'm seeing it now. This looks kind of like a wreath. Is that what you're
Yep,
doing right
yep,
now?
exactly.
All right. I didn't realize that, but I do now. That's really pretty. So you're just turning every stamp, or each time you stamp, you're turning it one turn.
Yep. And I am not talented enough, and I didn't have any paper to cover so that I could do my leaves at the same time. I didn't want to get my
Oh, like a mess.
inks. Yeah. So
That's okay. So we are, if you're just joining us, you have reached Memory Bound's morning live video, Monday through Friday, 9:30 Central Time, Chris. I'm going to mention
Yes.
that. And Chris is here, and she's doing a triple stamping technique that she's using on some card fronts.
all right. Now we're done with the Abandoned Coral, and we're going to add a leaf.
Chris is
And-
picking out a leaf.
Yeah. Oh.
This is where we should be doing that quiet
Yeah.
talk.
Yes. And
Everyone, Chris is concentrating, picking out her next leaf.
Chris is not a botanist, so she does not know what leaf goes with which
Oh,
flower.
it might not be the correct leaf.
But you'll be fine. Let's see. We're just going to go right in there.
Joan says there's bases that revolve. A quilt thing would be easy to translate. I think there are certain things you can get, but this is a good way to do it if you don't have that. Okay, and I forgot, I missed the color on this. Is
Oh,
it Twisted Citron?
Twisted,
Okay.
yeah.
I like
And-
those colors
yeah,
together. They're both
they-
nice and bright.
Oh, they're happy. That might be a little messy there. And it's okay if you overlap. It's no big deal.
I'm liking it already.
Thank you.
Janet says she loves it when I do my golf voice.
It is kind of fun.
It is. It's fun. It's something to do.
Yeah.
Laura says, hi, Chris, and she's glad to see this in action. And Chris is in action. Chris, we got the air turned down because Chris is really working it today.
Oh, you know, and Chris is way past menopause, but she's still.
Hey, and Bonnie says hello from Florida.
Well, hi,
so everybody
Bonnie.
say hi to Bonnie. She's taking care of grandkids,
Oh,
but she
how
gets to
fun.
watch live today.
Oh. All right.
right.
So that's not quite like this, but that's okay.
But we want it to be different
Well, exactly.
because we want to see all the different things we can see.
I'm going to get rid of that, and then I'm going to just let this dry for a minute before.
Sometimes the oxides are a little bit slower to dry. And today Chris is using Twisted Citron and Abandoned Coral.
I'll use this so that I don't get ink on our table.
I love it because people now are saying hi, Bonnie. and everyone, the Bonnie is our gold paper Bonnie.
Okay.
So we like.
Should you and was Laura my Laura?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was your friend Laura.
My Laura. We've known
Your
each
Laura?
other since we were 6.
That
she's
is
my
crazy.
Laura.
Isn't it great to have a friend like that that you've
Yes.
known for so long?
All right. So now
You're getting out your dies.
I'm getting out my dies, and golly, there's 17 in there.
Oh my gosh, 17 dies. Those are the infinity dies from Hero Arts. They're $24.99 for 17 dies. And this gives you just an idea. The smallest one is 1/4 of an inch, and the largest one is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, which, my gosh, that's your card size, Chris.
Yes, exactly.
So those are available. There's lots of different infinity dies. There's a rectangle. Could you do this with a rectangle, Chris?
Very easily. Yep. Just
So you
the
could choose to
same.
do a rectangle if you wanted to.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to go to the back of my piece of paper.
Oh, you're on the back
I'm
now.
on the
okay.
back side, and I'm going to draw a line. Hold it down there.
I didn't know we were going to do this.
I'm just full of surprises today.
You are. So Chris is using her crafty yellow tape from Spellbinders.
And
It's the only tape we carry now here at Memory Bound because it works the best.
it really
And nothing but the
does.
best.
That's right.
So are you going from corner to corner?
I am.
Okay.
And I will show you why in a second. It's kind of hard to see the white on white, but
After you draw your line, we can see it really good.
okay. So now you've got kind of a cross you're going. That won't matter. And then you get to decide how wide you want your first piece. So
What does that mean?
well, when I line up my die, and if since I've drawn my lines, I can kind of
Ah,
point to
the
point,
light bulb
and it
just
makes-
went off.
Yeah, and it may not be perfect, but it sure makes it easier than trying to just set it on
Eyeball
there.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. That was very smart, Chris.
And I am happy with the size of this. And then you just start picking your next ones. That's going to be too big. I usually try to go down maybe
Down a
at
couple?
least 3.
Have you done these pretty much the same sizes?
I did.
Okay.
I'm a creature of
But
habit.
but you could vary it if you wanted to.
oh, heck yeah.
You could just do 2, I suppose. You could do
Yep.
whatever you want.
See, yeah, this is going to be maybe
This is time
4. Yeah.
picking out what you want.
exactly.
Oh, Chris, while you're picking it out, Elena is back from Alaska.
Ooh.
Wow. Good morning and but we do have Alaska that we've shipped to, so to me that's kind of amazing.
And where did she go in Alaska, may I ask?
We'll have to ask Elena. We'd like to know. A lot of people from around here I know have gone on an Alaskan cruise.
Whoops, and there they all went.
There is a difference over.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
Chris's
thanks.
dies on the floor.
Thanks, Kelly.
Oh gosh.
I was just going to pick them up.
You know
but
what
whatever.
you need? Now we need to go get that Spellbinders magnetic tool.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome?
yes, it would. And let's ring the bell. Because
I don't know the bells.
where's the bell? Okay, we'll get. Oh, that was loud, Chris. Hey, can we get a Spellbinders magnetic picker-upper tool so we can pick up Chris's dies off the floor?
Tool. I like that.
You don't know how bad it is for me waiting to pick those up because I really want to just reach
Chris,
down and get
Chris
them.
is gonna. We're gonna pick them up in a cool way, though, Chris. It's gonna be
Okay,
fun.
it'll
It's
be
all
fun.
happy. Okay, so you're lining
So,
up the dies that
yep.
aren't on the floor.
And you end up rearranging. You know, the minute you hit or bump the table, they move. Not you, me.
I'm getting back. I'm going back.
So try to get it as even as you can. And even though this is great tape, I always put it on my hand first. Because
Okay.
I just
and why is that? Tell us why.
Well, because sometimes it will pull the fibers of the paper and rip it a little bit.
Okay, and it might depend on your paper.
Yes,
I've noticed
definitely.
different papers. So that's a great idea.
The smooth paper, not so bad, but paper that, like
Maybe
this,
like the textured
yeah,
or the
something with the
Cartabella.
texture might rip a little bit. So that's why I do that. Okay, so then I start on the edge of my paper where there's not a die, and then I just lay it over. And if I have to, I go ahead and rearrange it a little bit.
Chris, you might not like this, but let's do this, and then I might have an idea for something for
Okay.
us to do flying by the seat of our pants today, if we have time. Oh, thank you, Maggie. Could you open it for us?
Sure, do we have one open?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We might in the back.
Okay.
Maggie's going to bring us one over so we can use it. When we ordered those magnetic picker-uppers from Spellbinders, my first thought was, really? Are you kidding me? But Chris, I really like it, and I have
Really?
one at home
Okay, good
because
to know.
they're fun. And I think my grandson would like playing with it now that I think about it. Because it grabs things and then
Right.
you push a button and it lets it go.
Oh, fun.
So wouldn't that be? Oh my gosh! I see a game. I see a fishing game coming. Idea. I'm looking off in space.
Oh, funny.
But I
well,
see an
yeah.
idea that we might be
Didn't
able
we
to do
used
that.
to do that
Fun, I
with?
want to see
It
it. I've
is.
never
Okay,
used it.
well-
All right. Let me come over.
Okay, let me pick up the paper and
All right, we're picking them up off the floor. If
Some
you
of them stuck already.
If you lose a little die, oh my gosh! Okay, now
then you just
then you. So it's probably not
look
like
at all three.
woohoo! Yeehaw! So Chris is demoing. Oh wow! It picks up 3. So what I love about it is if you have a small die,
Thanks, Maggie.
if you have a small die and you're trying to find it on your stuff or pick it up, sometimes they're hard to grab. Now these are kind of weird. I mean, these aren't weird, but
Well, no, I get what you mean.
they're kind of crazy. And then it's so cool because you can go like this and try to find, or even on my dark carpet in my craft room. And then when you let go of this little button, it releases it. Or when you push the button, I'm sorry. So
Well, and I have a small
Look at
die.
Chris's ruler.
Oh my gosh, that's really strong.
or if you have a friend that's a sewer and you have lots of pins. And I remember growing up, my mom sewed all of our clothes, and we always had pins in our shag carpet. Had we had this, I would have gone around and found all the little pins and picked them up. So that's the Spellbinders magnetic pickup tool, and it's $9.99, and we do have those in stock.
That's not bad. One time I made the granddaughters pillowcases because they wanted something, and I was in a hurry and I forgot to take a bunch of pins out and gave them to them.
Gave them to them.
Yeah.
But
Nobody got scarred.
You need to
It's
say
fine.
no more, Chris.
Yeah.
We can
Well-
all envision it. Okay, so
All
we've
right.
got it all taped.
Yep. And I'm gonna put it in our Big Shot.
All right, here we go. Roll-a-roo. This is going to be the fun part, the reveal, because it's all backwards and upside down.
That's right.
Chris, how did you put those all back like that?
Well,
Where was I when you put them all back in the package so perfectly?
I don't know. I just wanted to get it done.
Chris likes things tidy.
And right now my friend Laura's laughing because she knows it's true.
I know it's true too. Okay, so this is the big reveal, everyone. Get ready.
The joke was
Triple
if it's Thursday, Chris is cleaning.
Oh,
Alrighty, so now they just all fit back in, and because we just turned the paper, it is going to match up
so you can
any
match
direction.
it right up.
Yeah. So now the easy part is I've already cut
Oh, you
the piece
picked
that's
out
going to
some
go on
cardstock to go
Yeah.
with it.
Oh golly, what's that color?
That's okay,
Um,
Chris. Oh, Chris is looking up the color.
Yeah. I can't
knew-
read it. It's Perry? Maybe? It's too far away from me.
It is Perky.
Perky, there. That makes
Perky,
more sense.
which looks a lot like Perry. Without,
Yeah, well,
whoops,
yeah.
it's a little blurry
The
there.
Perry I knew was very perky.
So this is Perky, And she's using Perky with the Abandoned Coral and Twisted Citron inks.
Yes. All right. So now all you have to do, keep your dies out that you used,
Okay.
because you're just going to go one bigger
Oh, okay.
to
So you're going
So-
in. She's. Oh, that's why.
Yep, so-
that's why you had to pick them
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would have been nervous knowing they were all in a pile on the floor. Okay.
So I know this is the one that I'm going to need for my next one.
Chris needs a magnetic sheet to put these on.
And this one,
So we're going one bigger.
one bigger. Exactly. And you could use your cutter, your Fiskars, and do it. But this is just so much
Oh, I
easier.
see what you mean. So you could die or cut it with your trimmer, but these are going to be perfect. Is the thing.
Exactly.
And they're going to have the exact space around them.
Because I don't know about anybody else, I don't always cut perfectly.
And
with
Chris, after you're done, keep those dies out in case we have time for my wonky idea.
mine. Okay.
All right. So this is a triple stamped card if you're just joining us. Chris has already stamped her image, and then we cut it with nesting dies from Hero Arts, the squares. Now she's cut the mats. Oh,
Alrighty.
Melinda said that this tool from Spellbinders would be great when you're cutting your dies apart and you have those little shard pieces that go everywhere.
Gosh, yes.
That would be really cool.
And now I'm just going to use my Grand Tape Runner.
Her blue ribbon tape runner.
Yes.
I'm so glad Kendra picked that out. It's hard to choose one thing in this entire store of that you would give a blue ribbon to because there's lots of possibilities.
Oh my gosh, yes. I had a heck of a time. Okay, so now this is my sheet. And I made it the same size as my card because I didn't want any white showing around my card.
Okay.
You can cut it smaller, obviously, if you want. And then just try to get the same amount all the way around like you do any other card.
I do like that Perky color with that ink. That looks really nice.
Well, it might, well, that's going to be off. The nice thing too about, well, this is a shiny, we'll see. Sometimes you can just take your finger and
Oh, I
gently
didn't know you
rub
could
it
do that.
and get that to come back up. Once you pat it down, you're kind of stuck, but
So
otherwise,
here are the
there
other
we go.
cards that Chris showed us earlier that she made. So each, I guess basically you kind of cut out little frames and now you're just matting them.
Exactly. And like I said, I had fun using the same stamp set in different ways because I forget to go outside the box. You don't just have to stamp. You can do a lot of different things with it.
I'm wondering if you could use a cut apart. Do you think you could use a cut apart?
Oh, sure. I don't know why not.
4x4 cut apart?
Yes, I definitely think you could.
I think I'm going to flag Diana down here.
Now this is getting a little thinner for my tape runner, but all you have to do is take and fold it up because it is sticky on both sides, obviously. And you get rid of that mess, and easier for me than using liquid glue.
Donna says she has wanted to make these. She says so wanted to make these.
Good.
And so Donna, no worries. You can go back and watch the first part too, and you can fast forward through things and you can see basically Chris stamped a square piece and then we've cut frames out of it with our layering dies, and then she cut mats with the layering dies, and now it's all going to go together.
Now, sometimes I use the middle, sometimes I don't. Just depending on what I'm in the mood for.
I think it's really cool. Janet made a comment while you're putting adhesive on.
Okay.
Oh, you're putting that on your card front.
Yep.
So Janet has been using the dot refill for her Easy Runner, and she really likes it. So you use the same dispenser, the same tool that Chris has, and you can put different refills in it.
And I bought one this morning because Janet was in and did buy it, and I talked to her, so I thought, okay, I'm going to give that a try. I like the other one too, but I think it's good to have choices at home. A lot of times what I do when I'm filling up the whole card, I set my card up, and then I just...
Oh, wait, I'm not showing that. I don't know what I was showing, but okay.
Oh, that's all right. Okay, so I go ahead and tape it. I set my card up, and I put my hands, and I line it up that way, because otherwise sometimes you get off.
Right, but so there you're getting your edge perfectly straight.
And you can do that in your scoring board too if you want. And then you just...
So then your next piece you just put on top?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. That is cool.
And keep in mind...
That is really cool.
Oh, sorry. Keep in mind, like this one, I put the bottom one on, then I put some twine around the other ones.
So you might want to, if you're planning ahead, you might want to
Yeah.
plan ahead if you're going to do something like here where she wrapped the twine around.
Exactly.
Chris, that is
three
so
together.
pretty. Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh. We do have a question about an envelope size.
Okay. I brought them over
So what
here. Where
envelope
did they
would
go?
you use for this? Would it be an A2 or?
All right, so you can do it either way. It will fit in an A2, and that's the way I would do it because I'm thrifty and I don't want to spend extra postage, because if you do a square envelope,
Right,
you have
then
to
they're
use
more.
extra postage.
They're more.
But these fit perfectly fine
Yeah, show us.
in here.
Oh, it's just a little bit, really.
Yeah, it's a little big, but
Yeah.
who cares?
But if you're making it a little dimensional, it will fit better.
right. And if your recipient is going to say something, then don't make them any more cards.
I don't think they're going to notice. Most people don't have a clue about card envelope
Exactly.
sizes. Diana's asking about what is good about the dot runner, and I think Janet might answer that, but what did she tell you, Chris?
More control of getting, sometimes the lines.
So it's smaller. It's smaller,
it's-
and if
yeah,
you can roll,
you can-
is that what she said?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yep.
You
As
can,
lines where you pretty much just get the straight with the dots, you'd be able to get
go around.
to go around
yeah.
a little bit more.
Okay, and also if they hang over, you can just brush them off because the dots are not like connected.
Oh, that's true.
All right, so then they love this, and Wendy says you could use foam tape in between your layers if you wanted to
Oh,
pop
yeah.
them up, or some of your layers. You certainly could do that.
Definitely. And that's this I used that neat little edge that we have with the three.
Oh, the 3 punch.
Yes, the We Are Memory Keeper. But I pop dotted my sentiments up, and I don't know that it's
she did pop up
necessary
her
for me to.
sentiments. You
Let's do
certainly
your
could.
fun thing.
Okay,
that you were.
here's what I was thinking we could do since we
Okay.
have a little bit of time. Okay, the tape runner is permanent, Amber, so that is permanent. We don't have a repositionable in that. Okay, so what I was thinking, Chris, if
Okay.
you're willing, is we go ahead and just stamp something quickly.
Okay.
And then let die cut it wonky like instead of perfect, the stamped image, instead of making it perfect. Can we line your dies up so they're kind of wonky?
Yeah,
Can we
yep.
do that? So we'll let Chris. She doesn't know about this. She had no idea. It's kind of like those surprises on game shows where somebody or a
Talk shows when we have your old teacher from
Yes!
junior high.
That's what this is like, but maybe worse because Chris did. I just thought of it, or else I would have said, "Hey, Chris,
yeah,
could you do this when we're in our video?" But I just thought of it myself. I think it would be kind of fun. So she's going to do some stamping real quick for us, and then we're going to see about. I mean, I love it. I think it's beautiful that it's straight, but we're going to just see if you can make it wonky. I don't know if you can or not.
I think.
But are you
we
kind of
can.
following me, Chris?
I am.
Okay. So Chris is going to do that. Hey, while you do your stamping, why don't I show them what you're doing
Perfect.
on your demo
Yep.
next? Is it next week?
Next week, next Thursday.
Okay, so next Thursday, Chris is going to be back, and I'll show you what she's doing. She brought in one of her cards, and this actually is, Chris, what do we call this? It's
I
a
don't know.
punched out card front. How about that? Punched card
Yes,
front?
Yeah.
So she's got her message here, but it's really cool because she has punched a circle out of this corner here. Let me back up. And then a circle out of this corner here. So you take a card front and you punch the circles and reverse them. And you have to use a pretty large circle punch. And she's got some samples too with some other sizes. And we do have the 3.5 circle punches. So next Thursday, Chris is back and she's got this really, it's a pretty simple technique, but it looks really cool.
I have some with the circle and then some with the scalloped edge that's there.
Oh, I see. Yes, this one is a scalloped edge circle. It's kind of hard to, it's kind of, that holographic is a little glary. But you could use that, and you could use another die. You could use a die also.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay, so Chris has got her
Okay.
her
A little
stamped.
more glue than
She's
on
got a little
there
more
than-
adhesive on this
yeah.
one. And now we're put her on the spot. We're asking her to do another little tricky thing.
Okay.
So before, if you remember, she drew her lines across the back of her pattern, her paper, and then lined up all these squares so they were perfect. So those are your mats, right?
Correct.
So she's got, are you going to use your mats for this?
Well, don't you want me to cut these out wonky? Or how do you want me?
Well, I was wondering, now we're making this up, everybody. I was wondering if you would cut your stamped wonky and your mats would be cut the same, because you would still mat your,
Okay.
so I mean,
Okay, so
heck,
these.
I don't know, but maybe get one smaller
Yep.
so that then your pattern will be matching. But
Gotcha.
So I think if you just lay those on there so they're just not straight. Is this one of them?
Yes, for the one that I used for the white part.
So
ahead.
what if you went like this? And then will your other ones fit in the middle of that?
They should.
You guys, I'm really putting Chris on the spot here. I don't even know if I have that going the right way. What I'm wondering is, instead of having it perfectly square
Right.
like this,
Do you want it to go this way?
Yeah, like that. Oh, I like this, Chris. And then you can line them up how you think it's best.
Oh no, this is your baby.
There, yeah. Yes. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, yes. Okay, so we're trying the wonky look.
We'll be having enough room on your edges. You know,
Oh,
just
well-
make sure
well,
that
move
you
it
don't.
down. Move it like that if you need to. It doesn't have to be super wonky.
Well, I think it would be fun if it's. And the nice thing is, you don't have to worry so much about them moving.
If they move, it's okay,
Right, yes.
Unless they touch each other.
I like this already.
Val says it's like a kaleidoscope.
Exactly.
So, all right, so she cut that out. And
And do you want me to cut a mat?
yeah, then cut your mats out again.
Okay.
Aren't these your?
Well, I need a big one.
Oh, okay.
to-
She
to
needs a big
start
one
with.
too. Okay, for your card front.
Yep.
All right. All right, Chris is working it. So hey, while she's working it, we do have a few of our fringe scissors left that were, they're normally $12.99. They're from Spellbinders, and they're on special for $7.99. They're $5 off. I got myself a pair just because I think they're fun, and you can make a lot of things with them. Now, can you cut with them one-handed? I don't think so. I don't think so. If I put my paper here on these nice glue stands, then I can probably show you how to do it. And they cut really nice. So it makes perfect little fringes. If you were making like a person, it could be like bangs or hair. It could be a grass skirt. It could be a lot of different things. And then remember that Kendra's blue ribbon item here for celebrating the Iowa State Fair is the Easy Runner brand, and that's the adhesive that Chris has been using today. All right, so Chris is getting those. Mary, the card base is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Chris, when she started out, she told us she started with an A2 card base, and then she cut off
Well, I cut it to
She cut it to
4
4 and a
to
quarter.
4 and a
So it'd be
quarter.
4 and a quarter. So she cut off 1 1/4 inches.
All
And
right.
there, Hope, you were right. There is a wonky nesting die, but why would we get that when we
can just
doing
do
all
this.
Chris can do all this stuff for us? Well, and plus this is like nice because people have these. A lot of people have the square dies or the rectangle dies at home,
Right.
And then they can say, "Hey, here's something else I can do with it."
Well, I think it's fun to
Put Chris
try
on the
something.
spot.
Well, maybe
Try
not that,
something new.
but to try something different.
It is, and you can tell that because Chris has done lots of different ones with this, with the stamping, the heat embossing. She did watercolor, and then she used a pattern paper.
Okay, so then
Oh, Chris, this gonna be cool. It's gonna be real cool. Everybody, get ready.
oh,
Here we go.
now my
So we're taking Chris's stamped card, and we're doing a triple stamped wonky card.
I'm just gonna put a little adhesive down
tape
so
it,
that
just
we
to
can
see it. We don't have to see it perfect. I mean, it doesn't have to stick. We don't have to
Right.
send this to anybody, but I think it'll be really fun. And the other thing I think someone should try at home is taking a 4x4 cut apart from a paper line and die cutting it. Maybe I would do it more straight than wonky.
right, but I still think that would be awesome.
I do too. Now Janet said this is looking like the Iowa High Trestle Bridge.
Oh, there you go.
And we do have a bridge here close to our store, actually, that it has, that looks like this, where it, what would you say, each of the,
They're offset.
they're offset. I can't even say it right. It's wonky looking.
It is wonky. And this one's going to be normal. So,
We do have one normal.
Yeah.
There's one normal one in the bunch. That's what I like to say about me and my family.
always one normal one in the bunch.
Yep.
We're not going to say which one it is.
No, we don't need to. Okay, so now what do we do? You match up your
So, I assume you just try
match
to
up
get
your
it.
pattern.
So your pattern is nope, that doesn't do it though.
So you have to match your stamp, don't you?
Yeah, but what? Huh? Well, that didn't turn. There's got to be a way we can do it.
Because
isn't it.
otherwise, okay, but wait, but go ahead and put it down. Let's just see. Let's just
Do you want
see
me to
it.
put it down normal?
Well, that's what it's going to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to just come out normal.
All right, try it. Put it down normal. We'll see what happens, and then we might come back with this another day because it shouldn't be normal.
But it's the center that you cut out. If you cut out,
So shouldn't it be like
yeah, I'm
like
missing
that?
something.
Shouldn't that be kind of like that?
Okay, so then Yep,
I think
yep,
what it is,
there we
the
go.
first one was slightly crooked. It wasn't super crooked.
yep, it wasn't
So
crooked
what
enough.
I would do is make your first one more crooked,
Yeah, it's got to be more dramatic.
more dramatic.
So you could,
But yeah, you
yeah,
could
just
definitely
make
do
it a bit more.
I think more dramatic,
yep.
and it would really show.
Yep. Yep.
So Chris, you're a great sport for trying something new,
on the
something
fly.
we hadn't planned, and it was on the fly.
Oh,
So anyway, Chris, thank you so much for
You're
showing us
welcome.
the triple stamped cards today. It's Wednesday. I had to think about that.
I know it.
And Chris is back next week, next
Thursday.
Thursday,
Yep.
for the punched out front card. And Diana suggested to offset them all slightly. So that's something to play around with.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, if you're doing this at home, give it a try. If you try that little offset or the wonky, put a picture out here, and we would love to see it so that we could all see how to make it work. And other than that, I hope you have a good crafty day. And tomorrow, Katie will be here, and she has a new album to show us from Simple Stories that is from the Let's Go collection, which is what Teresa used on Monday. And she'll be here with that tomorrow. And Chris, thank you so very
You're
much.
welcome.
Have a crafty day, everybody.
Bye, everyone.